Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. When it comes to prosperity, a lot of people want to be prosperous. There's nothing wrong with that. Some expectations concerning prosperity are factual. When you are prosperous, certain things go easier. And there's nothing wrong with you wanting things to go easier for you. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are things you should not expect of prosperity. And in this message, I'll be speaking about that. There are certain things you should not expect of prosperity. Number one, prosperity does not cancel out difficulties. I've said it. When you are prosperous, you will have difficulties also. And look at it from the wide perspective. When you are prosperous, you'll have other types of difficulties. Look, if you have a 9-to-5 job and you have difficulty paying the rent, or you don't have much money left at the end of the month, and you've been in this situation for almost 4 or 5 years and you want things to be different, I can understand that. The issues you encounter now, not having enough money to do what you want to do, or sometimes you have financial difficulties here and there, those are some difficulties you encounter. You think when you have a large sum of money, when you have big financial prosperity, you'll never have any of that anymore. It's factual that you can spend more when you have big financial prosperity. That's true. But now that you can spend more, you'll have other difficulties. Number one, you have more options. So that means that you need to be able to handle those options. Number two, because there's no checks and balances anymore, because before you had your job, you needed to go to sleep so that you can go to your work, because if you didn't go to your work, you had no salary. Without salary, you didn't have a home. So there were checks and balances on your behavior. So secondly, now that there are no checks and balances, or I'm saying there are less checks and balances, you need to cope and deal with what you do with all that prosperity. And because there's nobody telling you what to do, well, you need to find a way to live with that. Thirdly, you will have other people seeing you spending a lot, and they want to exploit you. And if you don't permit them to exploit you, they'll turn on you. So those are just a few of the other difficulties you will have when you have financial prosperity. Of course, you can have big financial prosperity, and you can manage these issues very well, but still, they will be there. Oh, and there's another thing. A lot of people will turn on you when you have prosperity. I will call that the third reason. I'm saying the third thing you shouldn't expect of prosperity. That people will remain with you. Human beings are social creatures. We want relationships. We crave for relationships. There's nothing wrong with that. That's natural. We want security in our relationships, so we want people to stay with us. But even at a young age, you will know that certain people disappear. Some people die out of old age, or they're killed, or some people move away, or some people just are not interested in you anymore because they have other interests. Relationships change, people get married or they have kids, so roles change also. So life is dynamic, and not everyone will remain with you. Some people will just dump you just like that, without you doing them anything. Why? Because they're selfish. They think only of themselves. It also happens. And besides that, people tend to do dumb stuff from time to time. But actually, people do dumb stuff often. I dare to say most of the time, because they're not in agreement with Christ. And those dumb stuff will have consequences, so people will hurt you. We all experience this in life. Having prosperity, I don't care whether it's just small prosperity or big prosperity, prosperity will not cancel out the option of people leaving you. You will still have people leaving you, deserting you, abandoning you, betraying you when you have prosperity. Why? Because you having prosperity does not change that they still have wrong thinking patterns. And if people aren't following Christ, you having prosperity doesn't automatically make them followers of Christ. And even if they become followers of Christ, they still need to be delivered. They still need to work through stuff. So, don't expect prosperity to keep people with you. Prosperity can cause certain people to cling to you. That will happen, but you need to ask yourself whether you really want such people around you, because such people will only be there because they can get relief from exploiting you. That's why they're there. So, that being said, another thing you should not expect of prosperity is that prosperity will make relationships easier for you. I've already spoken about people leaving you even when you have prosperity. But those that remain, you will still have to work out issues with people. You still will have to make compromise with people. You will still need to learn to forgive people. Some people have this fantasy that once they have prosperity, suddenly people are going to treat them better and they won't face much difficulty in their close relationships. I don't know where they got this from. Probably from Hollywood or from the media. I don't know where they got this myth from. Because even on a mythical term, this myth doesn't add up. When you have prosperity, instead of going to the mall with friends, you can go on an expensive holiday to the Bermuda or to Fiji, depends where you are located on the earth. So prosperity can grant you luxuries, okay? But those luxuries will not guarantee that the people you have relationships with, that the relationships will be easy. There will be more ease financially, but economic ease does not guarantee strong relationships. But the media and also Hollywood teaches you differently. It's not true. There will still be people getting annoyed with you, upset with you, expecting weird things of you when you have prosperity. You will still have Judases around you when you have prosperity, especially when you have prosperity. I'm telling you, there are many myths concerning prosperity that you need to unlearn. Prosperity is a real thing, and prosperity has benefits, absolutely. I do not recommend mediocrity nor poverty, absolutely not. Prosperity is a good thing, but prosperity must be viewed in line with Christ. You ought to have a Christ-centered view of prosperity. If you don't have a Christ-centered view of prosperity, the enemy has an open door to lead you into deception and destruction. Look, when you are in need, prosperity becomes very important to you. And I don't blame you. But what often happens is that the enemy comes by with counterfeit prosperity, which often is only related to money or control, and people accept it. But they're not delivered from the wrong thinking patterns. So once they get the ease is a trap onto them that will lead them into further trouble. So look, prosperity is a good thing, but have a Christ-centered view of it. And here's another thing. With or without prosperity, you still need to learn to forgive people. Look, if you are poor or you live in mediocrity and people are doing you dirty, you can't just leave because you have your job, you have your income, and you need to arrange things. So you have to find a way to deal with stuff. If you have prosperity, you can easily leave anytime you want, so there are more options. But let me warn you, just because you have more options doesn't mean those options are going to be easy. Because, okay, let's say now you throw some people away. Now you met other people. Those other people weren't born yesterday. They have a past. They have past relationships. They have past issues. So you need to learn how to live with them also. And you will need to learn to forgive them also. Because everyone during this lifetime faces issues. And everyone from time to time misbehaves. Everyone fails from time to time. You get what I mean with failing. Okay, because you live in the world. You're affected by the negative. So the negative, from time to time, even if you don't want it, will affect your behavior towards others. So people need to learn to forgive you, and you need to learn to forgive other people. Don't think that just having prosperity means you don't have to learn to forgive people. You do. Well, I hope I've cleared this for you. Have Christ-centered expectations of prosperity. By doing this, you are free from the deceptions of the enemy. By doing this, you are free from the disappointment of expecting the wrong things, of having prosperity. Well, that being said, agree with Christ, learn to walk in forgiveness, be at peace.